What's going on, everybody? I'm going to break down the preview of the Eagles-Giants game. Is going to happen tonight at 8:15 p.m. on Fox. Just basically my perspective view of the game that's going to happen tonight, what I think is going to happen, what I think should happen, basically. So, first off, I'm going to start off with the New York Football Giants. Congratulate them on an excellent season they had. Them hiring Coach Dable, Brian Dable. I love that move when they first made that last year. He was the guy who developed Josh Allen to who he is today as a quarterback, and I definitely believe that he's definitely getting the most out of Daniel Jones, who can run very well for a quarterback. Yeah, they got a very well coached team and certain players that are good there too. We can begin with Saquon Barkley. I mean, that dude's just a natural talent as a running back. I mean, this guy freaking hand clean 425 pounds, I think. I mean, yeah, I just began doing deadlifts of 495 pounds not too long ago, that's still a lot, but man, 425 hand cleans, my God, that's a lot. That dude's definitely a talent, a generational talent as we speak. They also got, I also love their defensive line over there too. Kayvon Thibodeau, however you say his name is. What's his name? Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams, I also recall, was a top 10 pick, maybe top 5 with the Jets a few years ago. So he's definitely considered at least a very solid player too. So very good defensive line over there for the New York Football Giants. Um, and like I say, with all that put together with their line in the trenches, even their offensive line is getting better too. They got a offensive tackle Pro Bowler and Andrew Thomas, and also the guy they drafted this year, the other first round pick. What's his name? Damn, I just forgot his name, but he's probably gonna be a very good offensive tackle. Evan Neal. That's right, Evan Neal. He's gonna be a very good. He should be a very good offensive tackle too. So it looks like the Giants are doing a good job getting prepared in building the trenches over there, both sides of the ball. With that plus coaching, you never really know how this game's going to turn out tonight, because this game is one of momentum game, which obviously it seems like the Giants are beginning to build some momentum coming into tonight. And also, the biggest things I think, in my opinion, are just turnovers and penalties. Whichever team does the best at keeping those down are more likely going to win the game. And that basically goes for any football game out there, right? So, all right, going to my Philadelphia Eagles now. Listen, I'm not here to talk any crap or anything about anyone, any team, any type of player, so forth. I'm just keeping my perspective, my real thoughts about this Philadelphia Eagles team. Okay? This team, I've been watching this team. This is my 22nd season watching this team play now. I've never seen a team more talented, or I want to say never seen a team more talented, but this is definitely based off offense and defensively. Special teams could do some work, but based off offense and defensively, this is definitely one of the most talented teams I've ever seen with this Eagles team. And it's definitely up there with the previous Super Bowl teams, Super Bowl 39 and the Super Bowl 52 teams. And let me begin by talking about the offense. First off, we got Jalen Hurts, who, he's very powerful. He can run. And obviously he had an MVP type of year this year. And I knew he had all the physical and mental intangibles in order to be able to be have as great as a season as he did this year, Definitely well deserved. I know he's definitely a hard worker too. Definitely well deserved for him to be up there in the MVP conversation. So, with that being said, the next unit I'm going to talk about is our wide receiver group. Now, off of the 22 years, I say this is the best wide receiver group, at least potentially, and possibly so. The best wide receiver group I've ever seen from this franchise. I mean, we can begin by talking about A.J. Brown. This guy has emerged into a top 5 receiver in this league, in my opinion. He was probably already a top 10 receiver, right when we traded for him. The dude's only 24 years old, or maybe 25 now, but he's still very young. He's one of those rising stars at the wide receiver position. We all know that. Devontae Smith, this guy is an incredible route runner. I mean, Obviously, he had the size issues and all that, and but this year he got a little bit bigger and he put up some good numbers. Pro Bowl alternative. In my opinion, those two together are both very good, at least very good number one wide receivers in this league, including Devontae Smith. We talked about A.J. Brown obviously being a top five receiver. Devontae Smith, I think, especially after that Dallas road game, I think he solidified himself as a true number one receiver in this league. And I think, sometime next season he can emerge into somewhere to the top 10 receivers in his league. I think that's how good this guy is. And we got both of them still young. We also got Quez Watkins. Now, I know Quez Watkins, I know he had some issues this year, is not being consistent enough and all that. But regarding all that, and also with, him losing playing time to Zach Pascal and so forth. But other than that, this guy still is one of the fastest receivers in the league. I think you can utilize him real well even more to where he can open up more things for the whole passing game, basically because of his speed alone. I mean, that's where some of the more potential lies in my opinion, where they could probably get even better at. Okay. Now, Dallas Goedert, another one, tight end. I think this guy may be a top 5 tight end right now. If not, just outside. Somewhere definitely a top 10 tight end for sure. I mean, you talk about that pass catcher group right there. That's a really good pass catching group. Miles Sanders, very good running back, got into the Pro Bowl this year. All that. Also got some other, Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell getting there too. But anyway, we move on to what I think may be the best unit on the offense, the offensive line. The offensive line has 3 starting Pro Bowlers this year, and Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, and Landon Dickerson. And then you got the other 2 guys, Malata and Salmalo, who still made it as Pro Bowl alternatives. I mean, they may not be actual Pro Bowlers. They may not get there regardless, even if they were eligible. I mean, hopefully we don't have to get into the whole Pro Bowl thing. Hopefully we'll get to the Super Bowl. But I'm saying if this team weren't to get to the Super Bowl, there still may not be a chance that those alternatives will actually get into the Pro Bowl, if you get what I'm saying. But the fact that those guys, oh, I forgot to mention Devontae Smith is a Pro Bowl alternative too. So the fact that those guys are considered Pro Bowl alternative, to me, that means that they're Pro Bowl caliber type of players. That doesn't mean they're locks as Pro Bowlers. That just means that they can be Pro Bowlers in this league. So you basically had our whole offensive line being at least in some type of conversation in the Pro. Even if they weren't actual Pro Bowlers from the get-go, they're at least in some type of conversation as Pro Bowlers. I don't know if I've ever seen an offensive line in that type of conversation before. So that's our offensive side. Defensive side of the ball now. We'll begin with the defensive line. Obviously, I knew they already had some depth to do some good things over there. First, by drafting, Jordan Davis, help within the trenches inside. Also got 4 different defensive linemen with at least 10 sacks, 10 plus sacks, however you want to say it. 10 plus sacks individually. I've never seen that before either. We talk about Hassan Reddick, I believe Javon Hargrave. I know Brandon Graham was definitely one of them. Javon Hargrave and Josh Sweat. Those were the 4 guys that had double-digit sacks each. I think Fletcher Cox came pretty close. I think he had like 7 or something. But yeah, you're talking about that. How that many sacks? I think they almost broke the season record for sacks or something like that. You're talking about that much potential defensive line. Yeah, we're talking about something there. Okay. Now we're going to the linebackers. We got first we got TJ Edwards, he became a pleasant surprise to me this year. He was one of the guys I thought would be exploited as a weakness. Now this guy, he got up there with league in tackles or something like that. This guy could have been a Pro Bowler the way he played this year. And you also got the speed outside of Kaiser White. Now I do think there were certain times where Kaiser White may not have played all that well, but the fact that he's on that roster and he still played well enough, I mean, regardless, this linebacker group is still one of the better ones, in my opinion, that we've had over the 22 years I've been watching this football team. All right. And also you got Nakobe. Well, I know Nakobe Dean's not going to start this year, at least not yet. Maybe next year he will, but you know, I think he can make some plays too. We can talk about that at some other time. All right, now on to our secondary. We're going to talk about having two Pro Bowl caliber corners in Darius Slay and James Bradbury. Now, I know Darius Slay hasn't played all that well over the past few games. You know, he did give up that 3rd and 30 against Dallas on Christmas Eve, and there were other times he gave up some plays too. But I still think he's very good in this league. Bradbury, I think he was the one who got, Slay got Pro Bowl. I think, what's his name? Bradbury, I think he got an All Pro team. He might have been a Pro Bowl alternative, but I think he actually got on one of the All Pro teams. And he played very well. Based off of that alone, this corner, this is definitely the best duo corners we had since since Troy Vincent, Bobby Taylor, Sheldon Brown, Lito Shepard days, the early 2000s, early mid 2000s. Since those times, this is definitely the best duo that we had then. And we also talk about our safeties. Another player that's been quite surprising too. I'll talk about in a bit. But first, I'm going to begin talking about Charlie Gardner-Johnson, safety that we got in the trade right before the season began. I think we only gave up like what, a 6th or 7th round pick or something. I think 6th round pick. This guy came out and balled out. Okay, this guy had 6 interceptions. This guy missed 5 games and he still tied the league in interceptions with 6. I mean, I've never seen a safety. I don't think we had a safety lad in a minute that's been making plays like that, interceptions like that. Obviously, we've had some great playmaking safeties over the years, like B-Dog, my opinion, Malcolm Jenkins, a few others we can name. But yeah, this guy made some plays this year, and I definitely hope he's going to be a top priority for us to extend and keep on the team for a long term. He's going to be a free agent this year. And then we're going to talk about the other safety, Marcus Epps. This guy played well too. I mean, I thought he was going to be another weakness. It's kind of funny, like, the two biggest weaknesses I thought, or I would say 3 with Jalen Hurts too, because obviously we all had question marks on Jalen Hurts before the season began, whether or not he was going to be the franchise quarterback and all that. But I said the 2 bigger other ones were probably TJ Edwards, in my opinion, were TJ Edwards and Marcus Epps. Marcus Epps, another one who played well. This is the type of year where those worrying question marks that we had actually stepped up to the plate and made plays and played well. So, yeah, we talk about all that. So overall, based off of what I just said, based off of the talent that we have both offensively and defensively, I think the potential is up there. I think the sky's really the limit for this team. And as a matter of fact, from what I was saying about the offense earlier, I don't think they've reached their full potential yet. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I think there's just so much talent from what I just said. I basically went on, looked like about 14 minutes so far into this video, that I basically went on and explained at pretty much every starter. Well, I can't talk about Avonte Maddox for this one because, or units at least. Well, I can't talk about Avonte Maddox, unfortunately, because he's hurt. He won't play tonight. He may be there in the NFC Championship game if we make it there. We'll have to see about that. But, yeah, I basically explained based off of explaining every single unit, offensively and defensively. I think the potential's there. It's obviously, I know I'm going to repeat myself a little bit here, but sky's the limit for this team. Like, there's no disrespect to the New York Football Giants. Once again, like I said earlier in this video, they had a phenomenal season. I only project them to win like 3 games, and not that I thought that they were going to be that bad, but I just didn't think they were going to bow well in their schedule they had, type of thing. But no, this is more about being so confident of what I think my football team has. Got nothing against the Giants. I'm not on here to talk bad about the Giants. I know maybe some Giants fans may come on here be like, oh, why are you talking crap about my football team or something? I'm not doing that. I'm just doing it to state my perspective view on how confident I am in this football team. If they reach their potential, they really should win it all. That's just not me trying to talk crap again. That's just me just telling what it is. Obviously, now, but obviously, it's not just about the talent that helps you win football games. You got to do more. It's more than just talent. Coaching's one thing. Obviously, you got to cut down on the turnovers and penalties. That happens to some more talented teams. Watch why they wouldn't make it. Injuries, too. That's all other things. Or even like, this also could be applied to coaching, too, where, better game planning into putting teams in situations where they would have the lesser advantage to win type of thing. You know, I feel like coaching is something that may worry me a bit about this team, but I feel like with home field advantage, we should we should still be fine with it. I believe we should be, regarding to the whole coaching situation. But yeah, like I just said, those things are basically what matters the most, more than just talent alone. Those are the things that matter the most on who wins football games and stuff. So yeah, just basically just wanted to bring out my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section what do you think, and you know, hopefully my team will win the Super Bowl this year. I'm just hoping it's gonna happen. If it don't, then we'll see what the off season brings and all that. So let me know what you think. Go Birds! Let's do this. Peace.